Hello Internet, my name is the Golden Stalfos, and today it's time for work stories. I may end up doing a series of these because I've had a lot of different jobs over the years, many of which were completely terrible and have a lot of great stories from them. But today I'm just going to be talking about my current job. Now, I work for customer service for a very large company that I'm not going to name because I don't think it's safe to do that. um, I need my job. It pays well, and I am surviving. So, yeah. I don't make money on YouTube because nobody watches my videos, so I do need a job. But that said, I do customer service for a large retail company, and I do tier 2 customer service for America. And being tier 2, I either get calls from people who have legitimate difficult issues that they need expert help with, or I get calls from people who are so unbelievably stupid that they don't know how to look at our website and they're wasting everyone's time. And there is no in between. Now, granted, our e-store isn't like the most user-friendly experience. Um, Something odd that I found about big corporations is the more money they have, the less of a shit they give about UX and UI on their websites. And that goes triple if it's an employee facing website. Like, holy crap. Like, if you go onto a store, and a web store, and you look at it and you think, man, this looks like it was made as someone's college project 2 years ago, and they just never updated it. Um, I promise you, the uh, the the websites that the employees have to use in order to just have a job there are 100 times worse, and I have no idea why. Absolutely none. There are even some like third-party websites that exist solely to be used as backends for companies. Like there's this company called Workday that creates that has a website that's used by all kinds of companies. I've worked at two different corporations now that use Workday for their employee facing stuff. And Workday is like the most horribly designed wreck of a website. Like, it looks like fucking MySpace. I mean, it's so bad. um, yeah. But even given that, navigating the website is much less difficult than a lot of people who call me seem to think it is. So, but the more interesting thing to talk about is the people who call and have a genuine like issue. The problem is that half the time they have an issue that actually, is an issue we can solve in some way. Like they need to return something, or they they need to help ordering a product or whatever. And the other half the time it's like the shipping company hasn't delivered it yet. Can you make them deliver it? And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't work at FedEx. I can't make FedEx deliver the product faster. Sorry. Or it's people who want to return a product but refuse to go through the very simple process of returning it. Like, you can take it to the local store if it's an eligible item, or you can mail it back to our return center, and we send you a prepaid return label for that. What's so hard about that? And I have some people call and be like, well, how am I supposed to get to a return center? I can't even get out of bed. Like, how did you get your packages in the house if you can't get out of bed? Clearly you have someone helping you, right? Like, have them do it. I don't know. It, I have to go through a process. If you want your money back, you have to follow the process. Sorry. Of course, I'm much nicer than that when I'm on the phone because that's my job, is to be nice to these people. But still, this is what I wish I could say to them. But by far the funniest thing about these kinds of calls is that these people inevitably start threatening me as if I give a shit. Like, like they're like, I'm gonna sue you guys, and I'm like, okay, go ahead. I don't give a shit about giant faceless corporation number 37. Fuck them. I just work here, man. And again, good luck suing giant faceless corporation because they didn't give you your shit the exact way you wanted. Like, get over yourself, man. You're not going to win that case. You're not actually going to sue anyone. Or even better than that, when people are like, I'll call my senator. Like, yeah, sure, I'm certain they'll listen to you and do something like penalize this huge company because you had a bad customer experience one time. Get over yourself. Or they're like, I'll report you to the Better Business Bureau. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Report. Do you even know what that is? Are you so dumb that you think the Better Business Bureau gives a shit that you had a bad experience, that your product was late or whatever? Are you fucking retarded? For anyone who doesn't know, the Better Business Bureau is an organization that oversees a lot of businesses in America, and membership in that bureau is like kind of important for your business. But it's more about like regulations involving like employee treatment and, you know, pricing and things of that nature. And they don't really give a shit if your customer is salty for an hour. Um, anyway, I mean, that's an oversimplification, but sure. But by far the funniest thread I get, and I get this all the time, is people who are like, I will say bad things about your company online and to all my friends. I'll tell everyone I know not to shop there ever again. And I'm like, oh no! The two people in your small town won't shop here for like a week until they forget about how mad you were? Oh! How will we ever go on this multinational corporation that has millions of stores? Like, are you so stupid? Like, you can't bully a major corporation with your tiny ass. Ugh, Karens are so dumb. You have no power here. This company is as big as a country. You have no influence. Get over yourself. And even if you did have influence, like, why would telling me make anything different? Just shut up and do it. Or, don't, because we both know you won't, you stupid idiot. I mean, to be fair, I do also get a lot of calls from people who genuinely need help with something and are willing to follow through on the solution. Um, and I do genuinely enjoy helping those people. Like, it feels good when you can resolve someone's problem and at the end of the call they're just like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, thank you, and I'm like, yeah, that's my job, you're welcome. Thank you so much for calling, have a great day. you know um I don't know, it's great. I also work from home though, and it's really fucking boring a lot of the time. Like, during the holiday rush we got calls a lot. um But leading into that, because I just started during this holiday season, so for the first like month and a half that I was there, we got like maybe 10, 15 calls a day, if that. um, and I could sometimes go an hour or more without a call, which, you know, is fucking boring, man. I mean, I legitimately just turn on anime on my personal computer and sit there with my mic muted until a call comes on. Because all the work stuff happens on the work laptop that they sent to me. Even though I do have a PC of my own, like, it would not be secure to work from my own PC. They have to set up a VPN and do all this other stuff to make sure that their data isn't picked up by anyone from my home network, which is good. I'm glad they do that. That's very secure. Thank you. But that also means I have to use their particular hardware, which is fine because I wouldn't want to use my hardware anyway. Um, but that means that I'm basically sitting at my desk, you know, in front of my normal entertainment center, and I've got their laptop in front of me, and my screen's behind it, and so like I can safely watch anime on my computer while I'm bored at work, um, which sometimes can last for a while. Like today, I had maybe 10 calls, and only two of them lasted more than 3 minutes, you know? Um, and I'm here for 9 hours. I do have an hour for lunch, so it's 9 hours start to finish, but I do get to relax for an hour in the middle. But but yeah, that's a long time to just be sitting down in a chair, and it's the way I've got my room set up. Like I can't use the work computer while I'm sitting in my normal comfy chair. I have to sit in the slightly less comfy other chair, and the fact that it's slightly less comfy isn't an issue during the first hour or so, but by the time I get off for the night, it's uh agonizing. And working from home also presents some other challenges. For example, I don't know any of the team members that I work with besides my team lead. I don't have any work friends because we were all working from home from the beginning, and I haven't like seen any of them in a meeting or anything because we don't have time for everyone to sit down and do group meetings because we have to work. So what happens instead is like I'll have an individual meeting with my boss like once a month or whatever. And the entire rest of the time, I don't see or interact with anyone from work. Like we have a Zoom room that we can go in and say hi, but that's it. And so um, it's kind of isolating in a way that's like not necessarily good. So, yeah. Also, the keyboard they sent me is complete fucking dog shit. So, so obviously they sent a laptop that comes with its own keyboard, which is pretty bad because it's a mini laptop, so it's a mini keyboard. I mean, it's not as mini as it could be. It's like 10 inches maybe. Actually, I got curious and just measured it, so it's like 13 inches. But whatever. Point is, there's not enough room on that keyboard for a full-size keyboard. So they sent a wireless keyboard and mouse that I'm supposed to type with most of the time. And since a lot of my job is inputting order numbers, I use the 10 keypad more than anything else, uh, which is not included in the base keyboard on the laptop because it's a laptop. Of course, it doesn't have a 10 key. But the problem with this keyboard is it has horrible reception to the Bluetooth receiver. So it's one receiver for both the mouse and the keyboard, and I rarely notice issues with the mouse, every once in a while. But the keyboard has problems anytime the receiver isn't like right next to it, which is unfortunate because the receiver or the transmitter on the keyboard is on the right hand side of the keyboard, and the dongle where I can plug in the receiver is on the left hand side of the laptop, so they're never right next to each other. Um, there is a USB port on the right hand side of the laptop, but it's used for a USB key, so I can't take that out or move it in any way because I need it to authenticate for the VPN. So anyway, the reception is awful, and regularly when I start typing up the report for my order, I'll type like an entire paragraph, and then I'll look up at the screen, and it's just like, no, actually, we only registered the first 3 characters. Sorry. Um, and then I try to hit backspace and it just does nothing because the keyboard is so shit. It just can't communicate with the dongle and I hate it so much. I hate it so much. Cuz like I have a personal uh wireless keyboard that I use because I mostly sit on my couch and game. Um, and so a wired keyboard is not ideal from that distance. I did have a wired keyboard with a USB extension thingy before, but at some point it broke. So, yeah. Um, but anyway, and that one works fine. you know, no matter where I am in the house, I can type and I can be certain that my keys will be read. But for some reason, the one that they sent me for work, that I have to use for work, doesn't fucking work most of the time. Which sucks. So that's it. That's the video. I mainly just wanted to complain about my job. Just scream into the void. Um, my job actually isn't that bad. Like I said, I do enjoy a fair number of my calls because I get to help people with their problem. I mean, it's not an important problem, it's just a package or whatever, but still something. And of course, the job pays better than any previous job I've had, which is a big deal for me because I have always been poor my entire life. And just recently, I've had the bizarre experience of not looking at my bank account and seeing a negative number every single day. Um, like, that is bizarre. Having a positive balance, what? I mean, it's not a lot, but still, like, damn. Um, so I'm very happy with this job because, uh, for once I am not, like, dying. I mean, I'm still drowning in student loan debt. Don't get me wrong. That's that's gonna last forever. But I mean, who knows? Maybe the YouTube thing will take off and I'll be able to pay it off. But kind of doubt it. I actually owe like almost 40K in student loan debt. Um, only about 16 of that is to the federal government, and the rest is to a private company. So, yeah, it's pretty bad. Um, but you know what? I don't really feel that in the day to day anymore because I have a stable income. So that's nice. and believe me, I know how rare and privileged it is to have stable income, but I've been homeless. I get it. And I do my really truly my heart goes out to anyone who's still struggling with that shit because God, it's awful. It's so awful. Not having a job or not having enough income to cover all of your bills is just like horrible on so many levels. um so yeah, stay safe out there. Hopefully that stimulus check comes around and helps. I mean, I honestly, I don't, I don't know what's happening with that, but whatever amount it is, it probably won't be enough for most people. Like, yeah, it's been 10 months and no one's gotten any assistance for a huge chunk of that time. And now you're just like, yeah, well, the 600 was maybe not enough, but we're not sure how much more we'll do. Yeah, great. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Um, I mean, I don't particularly need it that much right now, which is just like crazy to say, and I'm super grateful for that. But like, so many people in this country are fucking dying and at risk of losing their homes or their apartments, and just like, what a world, man. What a world. Anyway, um, thank you all for watching. Uh, be safe out there. Be kind to each other. I'll see you in the next life. Laters. Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you have any things to say about it, leave those in the comments section. If you like the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, share the video, tell your friends, start a cult, sacrifice your firstborn and paint their skull golden. I don't know, not that last bit. No human sacrifices. I'm legally liable. No, none of that shit. But, I got Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. I stream on Mondays. I also have a Patreon, but the obvious caveat with Patreon is you never donate to anyone unless you have money to burn. And if you have money to burn, then why not donate to a charity instead? I've got a few linked in my description at all times. I'm not affiliated with any of them, obviously, but yeah, I just thought they were cool. So, thanks for watching.